How y'all doing? It's Rob Burnham, aka Preacher Man R&B, and this is another episode of Retro TV 91. This time I'm reviewing Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 10, and the season finale. What happens in Winterfell is Jon Snow lets Samwell go to the place where he could become a maester in Old Town. And Samwell wants to go there, that way he could become a maester, and that way he could protect Gilly and Little Sam from getting killed from the other people of the Night's Watch, and him not being there able to protect them. So they leave off. The only other thing that happens at the wall is Davos is trying to get Jon Snow to send some wildlings to help Stannis, and then Melisandre shows up and says that Stannis and everybody has been murdered, and Davos is devastated because Stannis' daughter, the princess, is killed, but he doesn't know that Stannis sacrificed her. And then later that night, Jon Snow gets tricked by the men of the Night's Watch, and they stab him about 5 or 6 times, and he winds up dying. So Jon Snow is dead. The only other thing that's happening is Daenerys and Drogon are in the middle of this field, and they get surrounded by all these Khal Drogo's people, and I can't remember the exact name of them, but it's the people of Khal Drogo, and she gets surrounded, and Jorah Mormont and the other guy that helps out with Daenerys, the Sellsword or whatever his name is, I can't remember the name. They go out looking for Daenerys, and Tyrion stays behind to keep Meereen at bay and keep from a civil war happening. And that's all that happens with Daenerys and them. What's happening with Stannis? Over half of his troops desert him, and he has a war with the Boltons, and all of Stannis' troops die, and then crap. Brienne shows up and she kills Stannis, and before this happening, uh, freaking why can't I remember names? Stark, not Stark, Sansa Stark puts the light up in the tower, and she does this, and Brienne leaves to kill Stannis before she sees the light in the tower. That way, she could go help Sansa. What happens is the Bolton son, his little girlfriend, holds Sansa at arrow point, and Reek pushes her off and kills her, and then Reek and Sansa jump off the wall into the snow and escape. And Ramsay is just coming back to Winterfell whenever this happened, and he doesn't know that she's dead yet. And the only other thing that's happening, I think, is with Jamie. He gets Myrcella, and they're sailing back to King's Landing, but Myrcella's been poisoned by the sand snakes, and she winds up dying before she could get to King's Landing. And Jamie tells her that he's her father or whatever. And the only other thing that's happening is Cersei has to do a walk of shame through King's Landing to get back to the castle after she confessed. And that's all that really happened on this week's episode. My question for y'all is, now that Jon Snow is dead, what's going to happen? As always, Preacher Man R&B signing out. Guys, GG's awesome. It's been an episode of Retro TV 91. See y'all next time.